to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Appreciate you guys for being here. It is Tuesday. Uh, what's that? April 11th. Jeez Louise. Time is flying. So appreciate you guys for being. Holy jibbiters. That's making up.
You get out of school before you know it.
Right. Good times. Hey, Mama McCoy, great morning to you. Hey, Lisa, in the building. Good morning. Thank you guys for being here, being a part today. Make sure you share. You know how we do. Sharing is caring. Today we're talking about what kind of thinker are you? What kind of thinker? And I've got 4 types. I've seen some lists as far as 12 types. We're going to keep it kind of simple. 4 types. And we're going to kind of dig in. Just have some good old conversation. Okay. Because it froze there for a second. Hey, Pastor Long. Good morning. What's up, sir? Kadeem was talking about putting together, and this might even take over, but putting together the family reunion. And I was asking, how was that going?
Putting together a family reunion. We used to have them back when I was younger.
Okay.
I think we stopped when I was like 16, 17, something like that. So I knew kind of like what I wanted. But I hadn't been to one since then. So we talking about 30 years. No family reunion. So I was like, hold on, man. Let me get back to doing some nostalgia type. I really want to see family that I hadn't seen in a while, and some of the older family members that are still here. I want to make sure that I kind of was able to see them before they went on to greatness. So I mean, the first thing I did, man, was just put out a blast to every curve that I could find. Really, just, I'm saying, every curve that I can find. Hey, I want to do a family reunion. I'm this, I'm that. I'm having it in Atlanta. And, they was like, well, why you don't have it here? Or why you don't have it there? You probably have. You probably have it. You probably have more turnout if you have it here. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, let me make sure I get this understood. Y'all ain't doing nothing right now. So ain't no turnout. So I'm real clear about that part. Y'all ain't doing nothing. Ain't 0 turnout right now. Okay, all right, I got you. So what I'm saying is, I just want those that want to participate, which is gonna be most of them my age and my age, their parents. You got what I'm saying? A lot of grandparents, like my grandparents, which have passed on, but I still have folks who are my age that have grandparents that's living. They probably not gonna make that trip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand that. But I'm talking about folks my age and younger.
Right.
If we can get it started, we probably, if the Lord willing, we might go 20. We might go 20, maybe 30 years, and get it. Keep it going. Maybe.
Right.
So, and like I said, I want my kids. I got grandkids, and I got 5 grandkids. And they don't. The only time they see my family is for Christmas or holidays, something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm like, so anyway, I put the blast out there, and I got had pushback, had okay. What do you need?
Okay.
So, for the ones that was like, what do you need? I gathered the information. We had a Zoom meet, and I just let them know, like, I got the venue, so so I got the spot. I got the day, I got the spot. I done already paid for it, so that's half the battle right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already out the pocket, so I'm committed.
All right, I know that's right. Somebody family
Yeah,
reunionizing.
yeah. So, hey, even if only 5 of you Negroes show up, we
Right.
gonna have it's gonna be good for all 5 of us.
I
You
know
know what
that's right.
I'm saying?
I feel you. I feel you.
So when yeah, I did that. You know what I'm saying? So I got my family from DC
Okay.
or that Virginia DC area.
Right.
So I got them coming down, and you know, I got family from Houston. They coming. I got a few cousins out there on the West Coast. Uh, they coming. A couple of them, a few of them in Chicago.
So
Well, I mean, they coming from all over the country.
okay. Okay.
But like I say, it really
What's up, Sean?
depends
Good morning.
on who's gonna show up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
right now, I got forms made for registration. So how I did it, you register for one person, and I was very, very, very generous with this. For one person, it was $50
Okay.
for the registration. For 2 people, it was $75.
Okay.
For a family of 3, it was $100.
Right.
Family of 4, it was 125. And if you had 5 or more in your family, it was 175.
Okay. 5 or more.
So
Wow.
I did it like that. And I had some, but I put out to the family like if anybody is into digital, or if you know anything about branding or something, whatever. So I had a cousin. She made all the T-shirts,
Okay.
and
That's awesome.
then I had another cousin. She doing like tumblers, because I'm gonna
That's
be
awesome.
giving out gifts and prizes.
Okay.
Hey, out the pocket again already. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you. You gonna get it back though, brother. You gonna get it back.
Yeah. Yeah. So giving out gifts and prizes because for all the games we play, we're gonna play bingo, cornhole. Then we gonna do egg run with the egg and spoon.
I got you. I got you.
Kickball. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of stuff, sack race,
I got
stuff
you.
like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a prize for everything.
I got you. It's always have good giveaways. It's a remembrance of the event, stuff like that. I got a question though. I got a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
For both you gentlemen, you ever had a relative like that you remember one way when you were young, but when you interacted with them as an adult, threw you off? Like, I didn't know you was this way. Like either
Oh no, I can't say
attitude
that.
or the way they are, like either they're nicer than you thought or they're like, man, you nasty. Like, like either in mouth, not like nasty, like dirty, but just like
It's gonna be a big NO on my part, Brian. You might
okay.
have different
You
answers.
ran into the okay.
I mean,
and you gotta call anybody out. You gotta say names, but just be like,
yeah, all my family. If you was nasty at 10, you still nasty at 40. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I'm saying, I know. But you sometimes, as an adult, sometimes you gotta show your best side to children, and try to be sweet about.
Oh, you talking about older than us? You talking about like elders?
Yeah, like older. Yes. So like you were
elders.
They were probably like 30 or 40 when you were 10, but now they're 20, 30, they're 60. And you're like, ooh, were you always this way? Were you always just you seem so nice when I was younger, That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Not really. Well, no, I don't have all my when you say elders, I'm thinking about my aunts and my uncles and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe my aunts and uncles, their cousins that they were close to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they was all they were sweet to me back then. They still sweet to me now. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I mean, I don't have no story like that.
I got Got you. Okay, neither you as well, McCoy?
No. Whoever you were back then is who you are today.
I mean, I'm just saying because
For the
you
most
don't
part.
see all sides of somebody. Till you become adult and you can stay in the room along with conversations like, "Ooh, man, your mouth." Like, and I mean, because as an adult, you get it. Like, I get it. I was a kid. You wasn't trying to cuss like that around me, but woo, I didn't know you can cuss like that.
Oh no, my they all still cuss like that. They
I'm
be
saying you saw
trying
them
to
cuss
keep,
when you was young, and you just
yeah,
say,
they be trying to pay me into the cuss club. You know what I'm saying? I be like, no, RT, I ain't, because I never cussed around my mama.
right, of course.
And so I never cussed around my aunts and my uncles. It just don't feel right. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like even though y'all cussing, like you know what I'm saying, every other word is a cuss word. I got the prefix of what you about to say is a cuss word. So yeah, but I mean I know I could. It probably wouldn't even be a thought.
Right.
But nah, I leave that to folks that's on my level. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it's just somebody else I try. Now, I mean, if I get into it and it's somebody who I feel like the respect is not there, then yeah, I entertain it with them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if if we sipping on some drink or playing some cards or some dominoes, something like that.
I got you.
But yeah, but family wise, elders, nah.
Right. That's good. See, Mama Corey said I had an aunt that I thought was nice when I knew her as a child that turned into a witch. Right. Right. He said, right, Ron, they be pushing your buttons. He said, yeah, I saw that look right. Jeff said, if I tried to charge my family members to come, I'd be opening up a Pandora's box. He said those Jews would start negotiate with me. How much would it be if I left Martin at home? How much? Oh man, don't worry, it's not your show, folks. they folks like to negotiate. That much? Why so much? Where the money going? What are we getting? I'm like, what? I got to get a place. You got to eat. Like, come on now. You're gonna be wearing T-shirts, prizes. Like, we're about to have a good time. It costs a little bit.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. My whole thing, I'm like, it's not like I'm putting this money in my pocket trying to make a profit. I'm gonna give it all back to everybody. So I want you to have all kind of mementos and memories.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure we get a photographer, and if not a photographer, a videographer. I want to make sure it's all captured. I'm saying, just in case, because it may not be another.
Right. No doubt.
I'm hoping that just kick it off. Right. But if
breaking up. Losing. Going down.
I ain't no telling, man. I'm on my way to the University of Georgia.
Okay. All right. So let me kick my intro off real quick. We'll be right back. We're gonna get into this topic. Appreciate you guys for being here. I didn't even mention my Biden thing, but that's okay. We'll talk about that at a different time. It's not that deep anyway. All right, we're back.
We don't stand out. We stand up.
All right, before we get started, I got a question. I wonder if I'm the only person that does this. I know I'm not. And y'all gonna lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Y'all home, like if y'all home, right, all day for the most part, do you still forget to charge your phone? Like you go out, you be like, damn, I only got a few bars left. No, I don't know one.
You talking about during the day?
Yeah, like if you're at home, you ever forget to charge?
Well, I'm conscious during the day. I might forget to plug my phone up at night.
Oh, at night?
Yeah, because I done left it in the living room, or I left it in the bathroom, something like that. But as far as during the day, nah.
You ain't gotta say it like that. During the day? Who in the world does that?
Yeah, nah, you on the island with that one.
Come on, people. Come on, my people. I can't be the only one. He said, oh man, I cussed my mama and was shocked she knew more cuss words than me. What? I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that.
My mom was like that too. My mom cussed me out. It wouldn't matter where we was, how we was. We get back to the church. Sit your ass. No matter where we were.
All right, so today we're talking about where is it at? Did I put it out? No, you didn't. What kind of thinker are you? And just kind of the way you think, period, and how you process, let's put it that way. How you process situations. And I'm gonna kind of run through it. Hope my brothers read them so they can kind of understand and jump in there without too many questions. All right, so one of the first ways of thinking is like an analytical thinking, or they call it convergent thinking. It's a process of coming up with the best answer to a question using memory and resources around us or logic, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like just, because exactly what it says. With memory, or things around you, to get it. Come on, not that. Sorry about that, guys. All right, there we go. Second one is called divergent thinking. It's the exact opposite of convergent thinking. It involves coming up with solutions, paths forward, or new ideas where there's no single correct answer. I guess multiple answers instead of just one definitive answer. Okay, so Sean Rollins says, only time I don't think consciously about charging phone is on the golf course. You know what, Sean? I don't care. I don't care. All right, so fine. I'll sit alone in this. I sit alone. I don't care. Critical thinking. Critical thinking skills involve analyzing something in order to form a judgment about it. Critical thinking. And number 4, because I said only 4 before someone says, there's 20 ways of thinking there. I only got 4. Is creative thinking. Involves thinking about a topic in an unusual, unconventional, and alternative way to generate new ideas about an established topic. A creative thinker will try to address an issue from a perspective that has been used before. I want to say that I'm more of like a creative thinker. I look at things a little different, which is why I watch so many documentaries, because I always just wonder about things. Like I watched the documentary about Tetris. It's on Apple, and it was interesting. It was interesting how the guy that was bringing it to Nintendo, what he had to go through, because Russia, a Russia inventor started it, and it was just a whole bunch of political stuff, and yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy movie, but it just, yeah, it wasn't exciting though. So I'm not even recommending it. It was all right, It was just interesting. I'll say it that way. So if you're a documentary person, you're probably like, okay, that was interesting. But if you're not a documentary person, he was like, "Why am I wasting my time in this movie?" so that's my disclaimer for that one. Documentary person, yeah, I'll recommend it. You said you watched it last night. What did you think? Let me know. All right. So what kind of thinking are you guys based on what I read, and maybe you looked at the article earlier? What kind of thinker are you? I have my judgment of what I think you guys think. But what kind
Share
of it? No, you share first.
No. You share.
It's
And we'll tell you if
it's
you're
your
right.
topic.
You said what?
It's your topic.
Okay, hold on. Sean said it's good if you like to know the history. Right. That too. If you want to know the history behind something, especially something as popular as Tetris, and I forgot how Tetris was like one of those, in the Pong stages. Like it was one of those interesting, simple games. So for McCory, I'm thinking. Where was it at? Nope, not 2, 3. I think it is number 3.
3.
Yes, critical thinking.
Critical thinking does not take the assumptions of a topic for granted. Instead, the critical thinking involves critiquing what you are viewing using your available intellectual knowledge.
Yes.
That is a symptom of mine. But I think it's a characteristic to me in my own personal view, because I thought of thinking, the process of thinking and putting things together differently.
Right.
My understanding of the way that I think includes these things, but I categorize it under being a linear thinker.
Okay.
I'm linear, right? It's I am analytical. I am fact-based.
Right.
I am outcome-based.
Right.
I base my narrative or my thought pattern on previous experiences, to what Sean was alluding to earlier. Right? History matters for me.
Right.
I think that, and that's why I say it's kind of interesting, because you put these 4 out there, and I'm glad you prefaced everything with, we're not limited to this.
We're not limited. No, because there was several, but I was like, let's make it simple. Right.
The way my mind said, I'm like, there's only 4? I'm like, wait.
That's what I said. Like, the one I seen 12, I said, yeah, we ain't got time. Yeah. We got time for that.
Because I'm systematic. Right. You think about the fact that, I think about the fact that I grew up as a Cub Scout.
Right.
Webelos, Boy Scout, right? Processes, systems, infrastructure, guidelines, right? I know that I'm an analytical thinker, but I believe in following a step-by-step process. I tell people all the time that I'm very simple. I try to make things very simple because I'm simple-minded, not to be negative of myself, because I got you. This is good, but I think in terms of sequence. There's a series of events that leads to something, right? It follows a progression, a stepwise progression. That's how I look at it. And so that's how I think. I think that a lot of my stuff, I tell people all the time, even when I preach, I don't preach what I heard, although I hear from God. I hear the word of God. I hear the Lord speaking to me. I preach what I've lived. Right. So I'm not a rumor king. I'm considered a left brain type person as a linear thinker.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for Keneen's, I was thinking convergent thinking or analytical thinking. Uses memory resources and or logic. The thinking skill does not require significant creativity or lateral thinking strategy. It is not, you don't need it for it to be complex. Just more straightforward process. And like even when we talk, it's like if I ain't got it, like I'm not jumping in there unless I have a resource to grab You know, like I'm not gonna creatively come up with some answer. That's just not who I am. Like, is this in my wheelhouse or it's not? You know, and that's how I kind of look at it. Would you agree? Or am I off on that?
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Because I'm open to a lot, but yeah, like you said, if I don't have resources to pull from, or if I don't have some type of inside knowledge, or I gotta have some familiarity. I'm not just, you know what I'm saying, try to wing it per se. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I gotta be critical too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think my critical thinking is more reactive than proactive.
Okay, I got you. Okay. I got you. All right. So let me ask you guys this then. When someone is trying to sell you something or get you to buy in on something, how do you what is the thing that gets you to be interested? So this is kind of like another ways of thinking. I wish I had my book in front of me, but like, are you you need the details about something, like as much details as possible to process, or the other extreme, just get to the point. What do I get out of this? You know, like just what do I get out of this? And you know, and I'll chew on that. You know, no, I don't need the backstory. I don't need a whole bunch of information. I just need this is what it is. This is what I get out, and this is how much it's going to cost. Or are you?
I actually like I like when you come up to, because I gauge people on how they present whatever they trying to accomplish.
Okay.
So I entertain it. I want to hear your whole spiel.
Okay.
Like, go ahead. Give me all you got, brother, because I want to see if you're gonna bring it on. You know what I'm saying?
You want to hear it all.
And sometimes they be like, because I don't say nothing. Like I'm like a freak. I'm like a freak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because
I hate that.
So, but my eye contact is consistent.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm doing other things. I'm looking you dead in your face. I'm not coming because I want you to give me your all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I usually start asking questions, and I'm like,
that's what I was just about to say. Because
I got when you are you there with me? Are you here with me? Are you here with me?
Because usually they'll say something to that effect. Do you understand? Are you with me? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
they have all these positive questions.
Yeah.
To kind of make sure, like, because they want you to say yes. They want you to get the habit of saying yes. You know what I'm saying? So I say nothing. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know that you trying to get me into a habit of saying yes
and yes
the whole time.
Does that make sense? Yes.
So I just you know what I'm saying, I'm listening. So when they asked me those questions, I was like, yeah, could you tell me a little bit more? I know you have more to say.
Right.
Go ahead and share what you have to say.
Always.
Are you with me? Continue. Are you all good? I try to stay away from the yes part. You know what I'm saying? Because that gets them to thinking like he's not gonna say yes. So that gets them to think like,
salesman, I can't stand you.
You gotta come at it from a different angle when you've been trained to get that yes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want to give me all you got. Just give me all you got. Because the product should be able to sell itself.
No doubt.
So everything that you put on top of it is like, it's the fluff. So I mean, because especially if there's something that you can sample or demonstrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little quirky like that. I want you to exhaust yourself. Like, can I get a cup of water?
Making my
I'm
day
tired of
harder.
talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I want you to work for it. You know what I mean?
Because listen, I've dealt with folks like you. Then I get to the end, I'm like, all right, does it sound good? Yeah, let's go. Oh, so you good the whole time? you had sold me about 3 tips ago. The third thing you said, I was already in. Like, I just wanted to hear the rest. Like, man. Oh, what did Jeff say? Said they call tie downs. They get you to say yes. Then it's true because you said yes. Right. Like, yes, that makes it. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, yes. Okay. Oh, Jeff said the second way, so I get irritated if somebody oversells me because I usually know quickly if I'm interested or not. No doubt. No doubt. He's right. How will this bring value to my life? And that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Gotta ask that question.
100%. All right. What about you, Corey? What are you the detail or you need, or just tell me what this is, how it's gonna help, and how much it's gonna cost me.
No, I'm details.
Okay.
But I need to hear it because I'm a data-driven individual.
Okay. Right.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Right. You can't. I'm not that creative spirit where you can jumble things around and all of that. You need to give me point by point.
Right. I got you. I got you.
Who's doing it? Who's been successful? Why have they been successful? What percentage of the market is doing this and all
so
that. I gotta hear.
I've always tried to do the numbers thing. Like, so, I try to do like, about 80% of our members, like I've always tried to do the numbers. And maybe that's why I lost probably customers like you. Cause I don't hit them numbers. Like I don't do the percentage wise. Like, because everybody
to me, it's a logical path. Right. Being and it's funny, I'll never forget the first time I was asking questions in training one day about 10 years ago. There were 2 occasions, one where I was asking questions and another one where I was doing a presentation. And in both instances, someone came up to me after the session and said, it's so obvious that you're a linear thinker. I was like, wow, Yeah, because you have to think about the fact that it's linear thinking is not uncommon because it's simple logic. It's a simple logical path or train of thought. So I tell people all the time that if you can validate for me what works, then you got me. Gotcha. It's really like don't tell me it could work. Right? Because for me, it's not based on feeling. Right. It's based on logic.
What if I'm like, it's a 90% success rate?
See, logically, that tells me the chances are greater that I'll be successful.
Okay.
But you tell me, it could be between 40 and 80, depending on whether or not you
that's on you. That's on you.
Yeah. If it's funny, one example of linear thinking, if X equals Y and Y equals Z, then logically I'm going to deduce that X equals Z.
Right.
Because I've got all the data to validate that I'll end up at Z.
I got you. That makes sense. Sean says, see, I need to know basic info. Don't need all the fluff that goes with it. Afterwards, if it's something I need to learn, knowing the why helps the process to stick. Right. You just, how much, how's it work? What's the outcome? Yeah. I think I'm like a little data, need an outcome, but just is how you sell it. And so unfortunately, I judge your salesmanship a little bit, the rapport. Can I trust you? Can I trust the things that are coming out of your mouth. You know, I think I'm a little weird like that, but that's on that was a DISC, I think, assessment thing. All right. So yeah, so we talk about selling, we talk about the approaches, the way we think. When it comes to connecting, you in the passive space, you open yourself up to everybody because you're like, I don't know where you're gonna fit in my life. You could be a member, you could be, a resource, you could be, but before, like, outside of that, right? When it comes to connecting, and we talk about the ones that are closer, comrades, the confidants, like, how do you, is it still like a data driven as far as connecting with folk, like things that connect the dots, or do you involve emotion, or do you not let emotions get too caught up? Because people can kind of pull your heartstrings. We got hustlers and folk, they can kind of, they know how to, they try to touch you, like, and get you, and lead you down a path where you're like, did I just get shammed? So, like, when it comes to meeting people, like, what's your process, if that makes sense? Like, shaping people up and bringing them into your circle, because we always have the criteria before we let them in our homes. Like, because that, and I think that's off the back, right? That's like, you meet them, oh yeah, I can invite him over, or nah, this dude ain't coming to my house. Like, that's kind of off the bat, and that could change, but you kind of judge that from initial meetings. But just, I know I'm kind of over explaining, but y'all get the general idea. Like, how do you look at it when you first meet somebody?
Oh.
I already
laugh.
Go ahead, Kane.
Oh no, I was at the AD talking about, I'm kind of over explaining.
You know what? I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you.
Well, it's
Go
funny.
ahead.
I just finished reading it, and this is on topic, but I'm going to take you around the corner to get back.
All right, let's go. We try.
I just finished this book, Between the World and Me, by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah. The first one was probably closer, but good.
But he talks about, and so in this book, it's dealing with, his view of the world, but the book is written, it's a conversation that he's having with his son. He's writing to his son, right? And he's not a believer. Okay. And so when you talk about meeting people, like, I believe in spiritual discernment. I believe in waking up in the morning and thanking the Lord for another day, asking for guidance, for him to lead me through my day in my decision making and my interaction with people, give me the discernment to know who's with me and who's not. And so I'm looking for those signs, or at least I'm making myself available for that. So to me, I'm always open to meeting new people because I'm always curious of what the day will bring.
Right.
But I'm conscious about people's interaction with me. So so discernment is real. But what he says is he came to the realization that there are good people and there are bad people. And so what you have to do is learn to guard your body. Throughout this entire book, he speaks to guarding the body, protecting the body. And he's dealing with a whole nother conversation about how much control you really have over your body in this earthly realm as people of color. But you asked the question, and it made me think about what he was saying, in that people are who they are. Right. And you have to live your life based on outcome. So when I meet people, I'm thinking, where is this going?
Right.
Where can it go? Right. And you can learn very quickly whether or not a relationship is of some long-term value or short-term value. It's not perfected, but you can have a feeling. And in that regard, that's when I go into feeling. Now it just got slow.
I'm watching my food. I got you. I got you. Oh,
My system has been working fine until I get here.
Don't be blaming StreamYard. Don't be blaming StreamYard.
Seriously.
I like blaming StreamYard.
You saw it?
I said I like blaming StreamYard. I'm surprised because I got my earbuds in. Usually it won't even let me have my earbuds in. You know what I'm saying? So
look at that.
For some reason, it's going against the grain today, but you know, I need to keep it on the hush because it might shut me down.
Right. Yeah. Because you fucking jump. This episode is brought to you by StreamYard. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Definitely check that out. I think you never know. Right. You never know where a relationship may go. You know, from initial meetings. I think encountering anybody is always good. You know, you never know like who you might be connecting to. You never know, this short encounter may be a lifetime. You know, there may be some connection that leads to greater things. So I'm always kind of open. I'm never the one to really talk a lot in initial meetings or whatever. When I first meet, you know, like, hey, I might ask a few questions. Like, I'm gonna ask you some things, you know, as opposed to me telling who I am. I think, you know, just, oh, that's interesting. So what's that like? Airline pilot? Oh, wow. What's that like? You know, like certain things. Just I'm just like documentaries. I'm just curious about history and what people go through. So I'm pretty open. I think pretty open as far as when I meet new people. Unless, you know, fortunately I'm a feelings person. Unless I get, for lack, I guess, you know, in the church world they call it discernment. Out there you call it, I get a vibe. That's just not vibing right. Like,
well, it's interesting. The older that I get, I feel like the older that I get, the more guarded I am.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like in my younger days, you know, I would go out of my way to meet people. You know, it was really, you know, I would charge the hill.
Right.
And today, it's a slow.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about it. I said, you know, I thought about it. I'm like, man, were you in such a hurry, or, you know, did you feel like you had something to prove, or you wanted everybody to know who you were? You know, you trying to aggressively or assertively expand your network, your ecosystem. You know, what was it? What made you so motivated, and why are you not as energetic when it comes to getting out and meeting people now? Right. And what I've learned is I don't want my emotional state to work as hard.
Okay.
Right. I used to be interested in stuff like that, and now I'm looking for people to come to me more than I'm going to them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've slowed down a great deal. You know, I haven't stopped, but it's just a different season. I don't feel the same way that I did before. Like there was a time, I'd walk through the grocery store and I'm speaking to everybody.
Right.
Now I'm going in there, getting what I need to get, and I'm getting out. Right. But it goes back to that whole time management and all of that, right? Making the most of my time.
Yeah.
That's what life has become for me, maximizing my time. And so when I'm called upon to say something, I absolutely will. But unless called upon, I'm quiet.
I got you. I've always wanted, it's crazy, like what you do, like I've always wanted to kind of have that quality to be able to just speak to everybody. I always second guessing. My
family always thought I was weird.
I listen, like I just second guess. You know, people that can talk to anybody and just they could probably be friends by the time they get to the cash register. That shout out to those that could do, because that always impressed me. Like, me, I feel like it's a nuisance, like, hey, and but some people just the naturalness of conversation just can flow like we've been friends for the last year. Like that blows my mind. That always blows my mind. All right, Kaneem, before you disappear again into the woods of Georgia, what's usually like your assessment process, in the sense, like just connecting or running into people, or do you kind of like even think about it becoming, any more than just a brief meeting?
I'm really, I'm kind of like Brian. When I was younger, I was meet folks, but my it was intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm searching for specific individuals who I'm trying to meet, who I'm trying to network with. I'm trying to,
I got you.
But now, my wife told me that no matter where you go, you're just comfortable with people.
Right.
I was like, I didn't get it. I heard her. I was listening, but I was like, it was like, I'm just, what I'm saying, like, a lot of folks, when they go into, folks, they be intimidated by, I guess, the people that are strange or don't know them. And I'm like, it don't matter what your status is. I just look at you for the person that's standing in front of me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I admit, Roy Barnes, he didn't know who he was until I left. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just met the ex-governor of Georgia. But I'm talking trash with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, like, just regular. Now that I think back, he probably appreciated that I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But it's as far as how I meet people today, I just meet folks. I don't put no whole lot of effort into it. I meet people where they are. So if you want to be cool with me, I try to be cool with you. If I rub you the wrong way, then I feel like you rub me the wrong way. It's mutual. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you did to me, but I just got that. I just got that energy, like, oh, you don't like it? I don't like that either. You know what I'm saying? Well, why y'all don't like each other? I don't know. We don't like each other. He ain't never did nothing to me. I ain't never did nothing to him. But the energy is just there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's just something. It's just yeah.
It's mutual. It ain't one sided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we in agreement. He gonna stay over there. Yeah. I'm gonna stay over here. Like, we good.
Yeah. I don't fool with him.
Right.
He don't fool with me.
That's all right. That's all right.
That's how I look at it. It is what it is, my brother. It is what it is.
That's a whole conversation right there. Like, I always like, what is it about those moments? I don't know.
What's important is just to be available. I found out the best ability is availability. When the opportunity presents itself and you're available, great things can happen.
Right.
Great things don't happen. You chalk it up as an experience, but don't allow it to discontinue your availability.
Right.
Because no one is asking you to charge the mountain, to run out there to try, but at least be available. That's what's important. Him that is to have friends must first show himself friendly.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. So I I try to show myself to be friendly to everybody I meet. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever come off as unfriendly or negative or adversarial or something like that, it's what happened before I got to you. It ain't you. But if that's my first impression, then what can I say? I had to chalk that up as if I'm not able to give you context of why I'm acting this way, and our interaction is brief, and that's what you leave with. Hey, what can I say?
Yeah, I mean, if your network is to grow, you can't grow closed-minded.
Oh yeah, true.
If you're like, I got this mantra: hungry people get fed.
Right. Okay.
Hungry people get fed. If you want to know people, you'll know people. If you don't, you won't. If you're trying to get further in life, you grow your ecosystem. If you're not trying to grow, you won't. It's really just that simple. I mean, to me, human interaction, which is so funny, right? When you think about the state of this nation, and you consider that they consider the world considers the USA to be the land of the free, the home of the brave, and yet we are the most conflicted country on the planet. How is that possible? Well, because freedom of speech, freedom of behavior. You're free to act the way you want to act. You can't go anywhere else in the world and act American. You'll be in jail.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you got free speech with a firearm.
Right. Right.
If I can talk crazy to anybody with a gun on my hip, yeah. I mean, where else in the world can you go and do that?
Right.
Like literally. I mean, anyway, any other country, you can't go to Britain. You can't go to Scotland. I mean, these are European countries that really, are kind of like supposed to be truly civilized. You can't go over there talking crazy with a gun on your hip.
Right. No doubt.
But what's interesting is when you think about the amount of division and separation and isolation there is in America, right? At the same time, when you think about it being open, the land of the free, why is there so many people bound? Why are there so many people bound in the land of the free, right? Because freedom of speech, freedom of expression creates bubbles of communities, right? Culture, absolutely. So it's a slippery slope when you really think about it, and that's why my mind goes back to he that is to have friends must first show himself friendly. It doesn't make sense to have this many rights but have so many people bound in this land. So I think it's important that we be open, we be honest, we be fair, and your network will grow, and you will show, regardless of how you think, it's clearer that the impact of your thinking and the effects of your thinking are more visible when you're more open. So I say be open-minded, communicate with people, make yourself available, and see what happens. But I'm still going to be data-driven. You know what I never noticed though? I found out that linear thinkers in a lot of cases end up in things like technology, software, and I'm like, man, that's so crazy. Engineering, and I didn't know that growing up. It's amazing that I from a young boy, I always thought about building stuff, constructing stuff, architecting stuff. So it's amazing that it has been with me my entire life. One of my favorite experiences as a young boy was building a ham radio with one of my mom's friends. That was it. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. Don't know how I felt about the guy who helped me build it because he was so crazy, but he was smart. He was really smart. Yeah. And we put a radio together. What's funny is we put it together, it turned on, but it didn't work properly. And so he committed to getting the radio checked out and bringing it back to me functioning. and he never did. Oh. So after that, he became a liar, and I didn't like him anymore.
Nah.
All righty.
I'm talking about. See, I knew he was like-minded. I knew it. I knew he was like-minded. It don't take number one time. It don't take number one time. I will cut you off. I will cut you off.
You gotta work on that. No, it can't be
done. One time. Hey, Brian just said it. He lied to him about cutting dude off.
Something happened. He got locked up or something. Something happened. Something went wrong.
Hold on now. You can't.
He didn't. What ended up happening is he had one plan for my mom, and she had a different plan, and I think that killed the radio.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole different context now.
You know what I'm saying, Kadeem? It's a whole different context.
Yeah, a whole different context.
Hey, he was putting in work, man. He was trying to win the kids over, but like he should have been trying to win my mom over.
Oh yeah, that's the whole guy. I must have missed something in the beginning. Because I thought he was your friend. I didn't know he was your mama friend. That's my bad.
A grown man.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, he was trying to get in good with my mom, so he,
Oh, okay. That's my bad. I was totally off base.
Hey, he tried, man. He tried hard, bro. He tried hard.
All my mama boyfriends, they all of them knew they can kick rocks with me. I had a.
But see, that's the thing. I didn't know that's what he was trying to be. I thought he was just a guy. I thought he was just a friend.
Cool guy.
My mom was. Yeah, they weren't like kicking it like that.
Right.
But that was his plan.
That was his plan. I gotta get in good with
the kids. I knew any dude that my mama brought me around that wasn't my daddy, I knew that it wasn't. She always introduced him as a friend. And I always gave all of them the cold shoulder. You know what I'm saying? You want some candy? Nah, my daddy got some.
It was different.
You want to go?
Literally.
You want to go to McDonald's? Nah, my daddy gonna take me to McDonald's. I was cold with him. I was cold.
My mom had male friends. I mean, not like she had friends. They weren't like sleeping together. These were just guys because she had 4 sons, and so she had friends. She had guys that would come around and stuff. But my mom never really had a whole lot of female friends. She had about 5 in total. But
I don't know if my mom was sleeping with them or not. That wasn't on my mind. Just the fact that
we knew. Look, every door in our house was open.
You ain't my daddy, so don't be coming over here thinking that we finna be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't do nothing for you. Make you happy.
No, but my mama kind of like, it was a precipice. She did kind of like give me information.
Okay.
I ain't gonna just say she surprised me with a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? So she did let me know like this ain't serious.
Right.
My mom always talked to me straightforward. You know what I mean? She wasn't never one of those kind of let me figure it out on my own. You know what I mean? She was kind of like.
I think that's where it came from too. Like my mom was a teacher,
right? So
everything, the information was given. I think that's how I became data driven. Being the son of a teacher.
So just at one time, one of them tried disciplining me. He was sorry he stepped into it.
Now that's funny.
So listen, we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hopefully we entertained you, educated you all at the same time. If you've not already joined our community, text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. Never miss a broadcast or anything going on with the Brothers of Legacy. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, Mental Health Wednesday. He said I told him very clearly his place and not his place. Wow. Thank you, Mama Corey. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Instead of trying to put your business out there, we appreciate you. All right, so
hey, my mom is wide open, man. That's
right.
the big part about it. She ain't thinking about none of that stuff. Look, you guys, no one out here has a heaven or hell to put her in.
Right, no doubt. All right, there we go. Matt Genius will be in the house tomorrow. I was just about to say, we gotta make sure see if she's coming through. So Matt Genius will be here. Mental Health Wednesday. We might continue this conversation, just kind of shape it a little different. All right, guys. So be safe, guys. Make good choices. Any closing remarks? All my hearts and minds are clear.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day, man. I hope everybody will be prosperous and they stay safe. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
And let's congratulate one Tennessee politician that got reinstated yesterday, and I'm looking forward to Pearson getting reinstated.
Yes, indeed.
You know.
Yeah, I think the vote is tomorrow, so we shall see soon.
Yes,
absolutely. People are speaking.
Indeed. All right, guys. Take care. 988. You or someone you love is having a mental health crisis. Make sure you dial 988. And as always, Georgia has bipolar weather, and it's cold and hot, and then it's cold. Know that. We love you. Jesus loves you better. Take care. Peace out.